VRChat. A digital nacho place stuffed with the internet's erratic toppings, condensed into a form that makes us all desire that Ready Player One experience. If only we weren't broke trying to buy meat at Kmart. Hi, I'm Misfit Waferton, your VRD in VRC. I have spent quite a few hours roaming this realm of consciousness, and I have learned a thing or two on what you really need to make this, game super comfy the real way. The people's way. So I thought, in the spirit of broke America, I would share my ways with the world. But there's a twist. This video is not a guide, a tutorial, or a step-by-step hullabaloo where I tell you which programs are the best or how to use them. For I am scatterbrained, and videos like these do a much more, competent job giving that type of info. Instead, viewer who is hopefully still watching this will receive from me a list of real VR must-haves you've probably overlooked.
He said it! He said it!
Your desktop era. You just watched hours of saucy virtual content, and now you want to express your gratitude in the wild. Well, young thespian, the first and most important thing you will need for our Lord and Savior VRChat is a cup. Yeah, that's right. Whether you're drinking at the club or getting your hydration on following a Just Dance video you could have watched on YouTube, a cup is key to social endurance. One might hear, "Cheers! Cheers! Cheers!" more times in one lobby than they can count. But when you have a cup to sip your preferred drink of choice, you can participate in any social interaction. No words required. And before anyone criticizes me for disavowing this salty and sober, I would tell you nay. For it's not about the contents of one's cup, but the mood "Cheers! Cheers! Cheers!" sets ablaze. TLDL, hey, sometimes you might get thirsty in long play sessions or meetings with friends. So keep things hydrated in order to keep VR chatting long term. Of course, socializing in VRChat is but the tip of the iceberg. I bet you want to show off your people skills in more unique ways. You want to be the center of attention, or at least not look like a stiff ruler. Well, here's a bit of a special tip. What you need is No. What you really need to impress your new friends is Come on, y'all, and jump for joy. It's time to do the dance of the desky. Move to the left. Move to the right. Crouch and crawl and spin all night. It's the dance that's sweeping the nation, baby. Don't be shy and think it's cringe, because cringe should die and I'm tired of it. Can't get anything done if you're too embarrassed to live, god dang it. Just have fun. We're all people roaming on the internet. I swear, if one more person criticizes me for, God forbid, existing, I am going to... No hyperbole here. You should just take the time to learn them. If I had $1 for every desky that came into the Black Cat, faced a massive wall of avatars, and died on the spot, we would all be rich, dear, tonight. Ha, 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 ha. So learn them, because you need them more than unoptimized worlds need you. Also, like avatar calling and earmuff mode, those are lifesavers. As for groups, well, come on, it's first grade, SpongeBob. Groups can help you in a pinch when it comes to breaking the ice. Don't know what to talk about? Point out someone's group to get that conversation going. Show off a particularly funny one to be the envy of all your peers. And maybe, if you're feeling a little extroverted, even go to a group instance and participate in something? Oh my lord! But seriously, in my opinion, groups are one of the best things VRChat has ever introduced. And if you are new to VRChat, I think it would really benefit you to explore them. Let me sit you all down more for a bit, as I bet some of you in level 1 have had your worries concerning immersion. Maybe you're someone who's ready to buy that expensive paperweight we call a headset, but spent too many Genshin pools to afford squat. Or you simply feel like you can't quote-unquote enjoy a worthwhile experience compared to your geared-up friends. Well, I just can't sit here and lie to you saying having a headset and full-body tracking doesn't raise the immersion up to 11. However, I still believe that while you're waiting to upgrade, enjoy desktop while you're on it, because there's a lot to appreciate. For example, multitasking is still the best on desktop, and I will die on this hill. I mean, sure, that's probably a no-brainer to most of you. Having a literal keyboard and mouse to watch your YouTube and eat your nachos is second nature to anyone who scurries online. But I argue once you have a headset, people may stubbornly try to do all of that without leaving the headset, and that looks very unglamorous. Dedicated desktop users don't really have that habit yet, and understandably, no one should have that habit to be that lazy, but I guess I'm just telling on myself here as a deer. So, another great thing about desktop is the better graphics. Unless your PC stinks, then you can skip this part. I mean, it makes sense. Headset users are sharing resources with another screen tied to their face, so hopping into one of those Japanese worlds with the pretty lighting will just look better when you don't have the big rectangle giving you a headache after 3 hours of play. I find that to be a big win. Finally, okay, I am jealous that desktop recently got third-person mode. There's so much you can do with that for creation, photo taking, or simply chatting in a lobby. I tried it a couple times, and it really brings me back to those days of older social games, like IMVU or Second Life. So I hope more people get to check out this feature now that it's free for everyone. Yippee! Okay, that's all I can think about for level 1. My main takeaway here is that being on desktop doesn't make you any less of a person. After all, desktop is the great equalizer. We all begin at this stage. Whether you are broke, have personal reasons for staying on desktop, or still figuring out how VRChat works, never forget that it's okay to take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush to buy avatars to edit or get a headset 1 week into playing. The beauty of desktop is that the game is as free as you want it to be. So enjoy this amazing third space at your own pace. I promise you, it'll feel a lot more natural that way. Now then, I think it's all time we get up, T-pose for dominance, and stretch those legs. Because congratulations, you just got enough EXP to move on to... After some time exploring the internet of its various opinions about hardware, you finally decide to take that plunge and order a headset. Granted, you only had enough McDonald's money for the initial package it comes with, so no legs for you right now. But that's okay, because half-body life can be pretty neat once you get the hang of it. Just look towards the first investment towards a happy, half-body experience. That's right, I'm talking about a cup with a straw. On desktop, The cup was your social gateway, living free on your desk, open and afraid of your mistakes. But now with a lack of eyesight and poor human impulses, a simple cup just won't cut it. More like a PC accident just waiting to happen. That's why when you invest in the wonderful invention known as the straw, you work smarter, not harder. You see, some non-psychotic headsets have a nose hole or a gap that does help with common issues one could encounter by wearing tech on your face all day. But what's important for our purposes is that it's the perfect spot to stick that straw for the most efficient sip. It keeps the social times rolling without you looking like a caveman. Speaking of advancements in social technology, the second mouse tool you will need in your half-body closet is some sort of posing configuration, like Go-Go Loco, or whatever they call it for the booth people. While I said in the beginning of the video that I wouldn't be tackling specific tech stuff because I'm lazy, this one is the exception because it just can't be ignored. Now, do you need visible leg movements to do most things in VRChat? No. And I argue if you don't care about looks, then you can free ball with any public avatar and go about your day. However, being able to pose your avatar in ways that fit the environment without the need to physically make the same pose yourself is such a great quality of life enhancement to any half-body play session that it would be criminal to not mention it. Of course, these posing configurations can do more than just pose the character to fit one's needs. I just think the posing alone is well worth looking for an avatar for. So if you happen to have a public avatar with Go-Go Loco already on it, cherish it forever, like a rat with its cheese. Oh, a quick PSA about this point before we move on. I don't know if I was being stupid when I did it, but I don't know if you can add both Go-Go Loco and another posing package in the same project, and think they'll work. I hope someone more savvy than I can post about this in the comments below, but when I tried putting Go-Go Loco on an avatar that already had pre-existing poses, they overrid each other and I couldn't use the original poses anymore. Probably has something to do with animations, but you know what, I don't know. This is a video about dumb things you need for a place on the internet that lets furries host the sickest parties. I don't want to up the knowledge check more than I have to, so if you've made it this far into the video, first of all, thank you. Like and subscribe. And secondly, you at the very least are in VRChat deeply enough that you play with your headset for long play sessions. Well, you know what? These long, arduous hours with a toaster strapped to your noggin can wane on you. What you need is proper solace to mediate these issues. What you need is an oasis of your own making, surrounded by your favorite things. What you need, soldier, is a comfy action plan. Any chatter worth their salt in virtual degeneracy has a good cap to keep them in the fight for however long they wish. For the goal is to elevate your personal comfort to the high heavens, or at least to the point where you aren't burning, frying, dying, getting a headache, getting a concussion, or passing out on your headset due to intensive play. It's more than just a personal preference. It's safety, soldier. And by gum, if you don't adhere to your own safety, how am I supposed to ensure your time driving the company helicopter? Therefore, to make for one potential example, I will now tell you my cap. Step 1. I make sure my play space is clear of any clutter. Step 2. I set up my console of comfort, complete with snacks, water, my phone, cleaning wipes, charge banks, and other items that would require specific activities. Step 3. I identify the location of my emergency squish pad. More on this later. And finally, step 4. Raise the blanket. If you are half body and haven't tried blanket tech, what are you doing? It's the one item I will sacrifice full body for, because sometimes, and I'm saying this with good honesty, screw immersion. I desire warmth. But yeah, pretty normal list of things I do for making sure I have fun in VR. The point is, humans be dumb, so make sure that your space is safer and more comfy to account for that dumbness, so you can have fun the right way. I have a fork. Alright, level 2 people. This is the part where I give you the metaphysical needs to play this game, and all that jazz. But to be honest, even I find these last 2 points hypocritical, considering my own habits. But someone has to be that guy, and I will elect to be that guy in declaring. This is a good stopping point for any needs going forward. In my opinion, you could experience 95% of this game without ever jumping to level 3. Will it look different dancing, or clubbing, or RPing, or baking a cake without legs? Yeah. Could you feel left out when other friends have full bodies staring at a mirror as Linkin Park plays in the background? Yeah. But consider the cost for such freedom. And I mean literally. Have you been outside lately? So much is going on right now that no one will blame you if you take the financially correct choice and just not bother with it at all. Especially if you have responsibilities, like taking care of a child or college expenses, to name a few. Believe me when I say, it's perfectly fine to stay just the way you are, as you aren't really missing anything. Now, I'm aware that this all sounds like gatekeeping, and even preachy from one angle. But I would be remiss if I didn't understand how leveling up for some people will be a hefty affair. More dangerous if you level up, play the game for like a month, and then leave the game entirely. Now you just have a very expensive paperweight laying on the floor. Level 3, in my opinion, should only be embarked for people who really have or want to spend enough time on this game to question your life choices. Therefore, if you truly understand my disclaimer, then follow me and dive deep down towards your murky destiny. And once you come back on the other side, freshly wet and drained of your bank account, will you finally experience that level known only as... Welcome! You decide to jump into the wacky world of full body. You bought your tracking rig of choice, spent hundreds of dollars in custom avatars, and maybe dabbled in the dark arts of making your own content for your personal or professional needs. Regardless on how you got here though, I am confident in saying that you are affectionately a certified VRChat degenerate. But don't worry, a lot of people are. I'm a degen, your favorite creator is a degen. Tupper and the Marcus Avatar are degenerates, and I say that with all the love in my heart. We all know that meme by now, but we are living proudly in it. By this point in the video, you don't need a cartoon deer to tell you about your needs because you know your VRChat life by now. However, for those who are still curious George on what machinations I could fill this space with, then I'm grateful and happy to provide. Ending with the trilogy of what containers you need to best harbor your dubious liquids, I offer to you a water bottle with a screw top lid or that locks. I know, a bit harsh when we consider we are losing straw technology for a form factor that puts liquids in our mouths much slower. However, I argue that when, say, one is boogieing down on the dance floor and your drink gets tossed over from the swipe of your free limbs, you will be thanking me for your bottle being secured. What we lose in convenience, we regain in control. And in a room where walls are punched in, rugs are pushed footside, and various things are scattered around due to long play sessions, knowing your personal towers are safe from downpour can give you solace. I mean, unless you forget to fully close the darn thing, that is, then the folly is on thy, and we must repent to the great gods of Ram for our misgivings. But you know what the gods will not save you from? Injuries, scrapes, that time you kicked your toe into the wall. Full body immerses you in a state where you kind of forget you're blind towards the normal world, unless you have passed through. Then falling on your bum is your own dang fault. That being said, remember when I talked about the emergency squish pad from level 2? Yes, we're bringing that into play right now. I think out of all the injuries or oopsies you will encounter, falling just hits different. That's why I think it's cool to invest in something you can land on if you're doing something strenuous, like exercising or partying too hard. I don't know. I have one for VR exercise classes that I take. My trusty crash pad rectangle thing. I forgot what they're called. But if you don't have something like this, anything that will take most of the blow from your fall is perfectly fine. A sofa or bed you have in your play space can also work, if you remember to fall that way, or don't have anything in the way that could make things worse. I am only a deer, but at the very least, I think I can say putting something soft and reliable to help break your fall is hopefully enough common sense to not arrest me for bad medical advice. Right?
2 hours later.
Oh, crap. Oh, did you think I got arrested for poor medical advice? Oh, no. I got arrested for quote-unquote speech that incited violence. Pineapple on pizza is okay, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not. Personally, I think it's an overreaction. Others would argue that it was a lack of self-control. Which reminds me of another point. Once you've settled into your VRChat life, you might feel compelled to upgrade your wardrobe for more customizable avatars. Maybe your PC can handle it, and you just want all the fits. Girly, furry, meme, black, and you gotta have the audio link in all those colors, blah 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 blah. Oh, and look, your favorite creator came out with a cool new fit, and you have to spend all your money like it's a gambling addiction. Stop it. Get some help. It could be avatars, new sets of trackers, mics, battery packs, comfort straps, what have you. Try, and I say this with a lot of leeway and a lack of judgment towards you. Try to have some self-control and space it out. The is vast and volatile. A little spacing out on one's financial choices couldn't hurt a little. And if after all that and you still gain the dreaded outcome known as buyer's remorse, then I have some special advice just for you. People say a lot of negative things about VRChat. The game is toxic. There are pedophiles, trolls, rippers, and crashers. My PC is burning. My trackers aren't working. My relationship is in the toilet. If you aren't having a good time and you desire to take a break or leave the game entirely, I think you are valid to feel that way. But if there's one thing I want to say, it's that anyone's experience on this game is never regrettable. I agree with Flip Trip in his video that what people can experience in this game is not just a VRC specific thing. It's general internet shenanigans as a whole. But I will go even further and claim that VRChat and other platforms like it can feel more personal because we're so immersed with the internet. And that's not healthy long term. So maybe a step back is the right call. Social platforms like VRChat are digital ecosystems that we are helping develop as communities in real time. These are potential third spaces that, with the right direction and moderation, can be a space that can become an outlet for interaction where there otherwise isn't an option in real life. I have hope, or dumb optimism, that everyone's experiences, good or bad, will help make parts of this game a little by little a better place. A place where your opinions are still perfectly fine, no matter what anyone says, no matter what I say. That is why I don't think anyone's time here is regrettable. Now, does this all make me sound like a VRChat shill? Most likely. Do I sound like an overly positive YouTuber who is a little too addicted to the game and you think never has anything bad to criticize? Maybe, but that's fine. With everything happening in the world, I want to enjoy what good the game has shown me, and I want to keep playing it. Flaws and all. I've made my peace with it, and I will not regret a single darn thing. So, you shouldn't either. Boy, now that was a first real crack at a VRChat video for me. Hope that ending wasn't too muddy. I sometimes get insecure putting my words to paper, but I hope you like it all the same. If you'd like to see more from me, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and checking out all my other socials. Somewhere on the screen, I don't know where, but we'll figure that in post. In the meantime, I'm gonna go eat some snacks and maybe catch up on some more speedrun content before picking myself right back up and starting with the next video, which is gonna be very fashion forward, if you get my drift. And if not, you'll find out, so bye!